War Thunder's Battle Pass is here, and I guess the only way we're going to be able to get access to Matilda this month, considering I've already requested stuff, is by buying the Battle Pass. Here we go. Yeah, 2,500 GE, there you go. G'day, I'm Ash, and as you saw in the intro, I basically wasted 2,500 GE on advancing my points. Why? For several reasons. One, I want that Matilda Hedgehog. I have a very special connection with the actual vehicle, as when I was a kid, I got to explore the actual vehicle itself that is surviving at the Pakapaniel Tank Museum down here in Victoria, Melbourne, Australia. That being said though, the Battle Pass system is now here. Now the base price is still 2,000 Golden Eagles, still 500 for the 15 level skip 2, and the skip price now scales according to the Battle Pass level from 75 GE flat to a 75 to 250 GE per level. Individual skips only become available after the 29th day, and you can't whale the whole entire pass like I have up until the Matilda after that point in time. It seems that the 15 level skip and the 2,500 GE improved battle pass is only available for the first 29 days. But after that, oh well. And as you can see, I've got my Matilda Hedgehog, so let's talk about that vehicle because that's what we're here to look at. Now, initially I was very skeptical about the Battle Pass, in fact, heavily skeptical. A lot of the other creators gave me a lot of flack for talking a little too early than just waiting, because what happened is they've initially released the Battle Pass in, like, the dev notes. Someone has picked it up, the data miners have got a hold of it, the community goes wild. I've then published my video, it does rather well, and some of the other creators were like, hang on, you talk too soon, because now Guardian have actually published the article, it doesn't seem like it's too bad. Well, yeah, that didn't last too long. They went back and did some changes and did some tweaks to it, as I said in the start of the video just a little while ago. But I got a lot of flack from that, and I have no idea why, but the price has increased, so I hope you're happy, guys, because I have yet to see a benefit to the Battle Pass system in any video game, but we'll see. But I purely wanted it for this thing, the Matilda Hedgehog. Look at this absolute gorgeous little bastard. And I'll do a video on this one specifically later down the line, but thought I'd show you the reward vehicles, at least the T10 and the Matilda Hedgehog. I can't actually access the Corsair just yet. So yeah, this thing's a rank 2 battle rank 2.7. It's got 7 Hedgehog launchers at the back, and ironically about this particular vehicle, I've actually been inside this vehicle at Pakapaniel Tank Museum. So this vehicle holds dear to my heart, as it's really the first vehicle in War Thunder that I've actually interacted with at a casual level before this vehicle was restricted to the public, and obviously because, well, it's a very interesting design. It was made basically to be put on the back of a destroyer, and the designers were like, hey, we could incorporate an anti-sort of convoy vehicle that allowed for submarine defense. And was it used successfully? No, because apparently the Army branch and the Navy branch can't coordinate together, so it wasn't really effective. Although it was used in beach landings, a bit of a support thing, they put smoke launchers. But as you can see, the armor is basically identical to a regular Matilda. I don't think there's any other change, aside from there's massive housing on the back that is made out of all sorts of things. And obviously you've got ammo for the Hedgehog launchers, with interesting guidance and so on and so forth. Modifications-wise, stock standard Matilda. There's nothing really much to report on there. Every other shell is the same as the British counterpart. However, it does have this interesting Hedgehog projectile system on the top. And initially when I saw this, I was like, holy cow, it's got 80mm of penetration at all ranges. Yeah, but that's not all. It's got a huge amount of just everything else you could possibly need. 178mm, obviously for the caliber. The projectile mass is 29.5 kilograms. The explosive mass is 15.8 kilograms. The TNT equivalent is 25.28 kilograms. This thing is going to be immensely fun, provided that you can actually aim the vehicle in the first place. And we'll talk a little bit about that later, but I can see this thing being an utter meme, and I can't wait to take this out. In fact, I'm going to probably try for the next few days to actually get some decent footage in this thing, because utterly, I think fundamentally, it isn't the Bofors that you got to worry about, the 40mm gun on the top. That's not even a Bofors, the quick firing gun. You got to worry about that bloody Hedgehog launcher. So anyway, we're going to go take this thing out and test drive. We're going to see how the Hedgehog launchers actually do, where you can aim, what can you do with them. Right, so here we are. Here is the Hedgehog. As you can see, the hydraulic ram is pushing that up. It doesn't have any swivel left or right, so it's in a fixed position and just has a hydraulic ram that just opens up, it seems. Now, it can go forward, it can go backwards. It doesn't seem that the launcher can be adjusted anyhow. So, how does the gun do? Can we aim it at that particular vehicle? Okay, we can. What put another shot directly towards that guy. The gun is basically a Matilda gun. So as you can see, everything is sort of a bit weird. Now, mechanization, weaponry, reset weapon selection. We're at 6. Can I lock onto a target? Nope, we can't even do that one. Doesn't matter. What we're going to do is we're going to drive over to this area. We're going to see if we can hit this Panzer IV. If we can mortar the living daylights out of this Panzer IV, this is going to be interesting. Because it looks to be hull aimed, I guess the direction in which you're facing is basically going to be extremely critical. Now, also keep in mind you can't shoot over the back with the turret. In fact, I haven't tested this yet either. Can I move this thing out the way? Will it move down as I aim over the back deck? Nope, because the turret doesn't turn all the way around. I remember that. So in the actual vehicle, there is a gun block lane where it tells you not to aim. Those two things sticking out of the radiator at the back there are basically where the turret can't necessarily hit. Anyway. There's an unsuspecting Panzer IV over that direction. What we're going to do is we're going to launch our mortar. We can't aim it at all, it's just it's just basically put in place. So, here we go, launch 1. See where that lands. Oh. I don't think that landed quite on the Panzer IV. What do you think? I don't know where that other shell went. But so it seems that this thing is basically just a glorified mortar, and I like that ability. It's almost like advanced artillery. So if you're advancing on a position, you just aim your hull at a particular area, you launch some of your mortar rounds, I suppose, and then just push forward. That's utterly fantastic. Granted, it probably has more use in this game than it does in real life. Like, it wasn't particularly effective in the real world. But again, with 80mm of penetration across the board, if you hit something from the direct top, there's no way that thing's surviving. And that's what I want to try and do. One thing that is quite hard to do is judge the range of where your mortars are actually supposed to be. So, I don't actually know whether that is a correct enough distance from the Panther. So let's see if we can... I'm going to put 1 that way. Watch as it comes down. And... oh! Direct hit. Haha! First try, too! Yet I couldn't get all the other missiles, I couldn't get all the other mortars done. Can you imagine killing a mouse with this thing? Crazy stuff. To me, this feels like the Type 75 SPH or SPG or whatever, but in a limited capacity. So anyway, we've got 6 more mortar rounds, so let's yeet 1 over. And it's coming down. Okay, we did get a hit. Right, just angle a little more. 4 more tries. Come on. We got it. We knocked out his track. Okay. Move just a tad bit forward. Launch it again. And splash it. Okay. We're just going to wait for splashdown and see if we can actually kill this tiger. That's the second shot we've used. Come on. And boom. Just like that. It's quite hard to understand how this thing ranges. But if you're about this distance from where I am to that King Tiger there, I think you'll get a direct hit, or at least you'll do some critical damage enough to finish them off with your main gun, provided that, you know, you're facing an enemy which is at 2.7 and 3.0 and so on and so forth, rather than that. Anyway, we're going to drive right over to the Ferdinand, because, or the Elephant, I'm not entirely sure which model it is, because why not? Let's see if we can do the same thing. And obviously we can't penetrate him with our main gun, but we do have 2 more mortars in the tube. And my goodness me, I can't wait to show you more gameplay of this thing when I actually get it done. Because nothing more excites me than an Australian vehicle finally into War Thunder again. We haven't had an Australian vehicle, or a unique Australian vehicle, for some time. I think the Boomerang was really the last one. The second Boomerang, that is. But even those have been in the game for a very long time. We did have the AC-4, although that's a premium vehicle. There's no other vehicle. This is the first Australian vehicle, and it's an event vehicle for Britain, too. Granted, it is through the Battle Pass system. You know, take of it what you will, but it, you know, there's not much you can do about that either. And despite the negative connotations with the Battle Pass, is it worth it to skip 15 levels to get this thing? Probably. And waiting for the splash on this Ferdinand. We did get a direct hit on the gun, though, so we're going to push forward a bit. I have no idea what happened with that one. It seems like sometimes it will go through and sometimes it won't. So anyway, we're going to launch the last one. And wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Oh! Done. GG. But anyway, let me know what you think of the Battle Pass system, and also let me know what you think of this vehicle. I'm certainly excited for it. It has a personal connection to me, just like the Boomerang does, having worked on Boomerang's landing gear before, and having explored and been inside this vehicle as a teenager, and a young kid as well when my granddad was in the military. Fun times, I suppose. Also, I probably could get in touch with the museum curator and see if I can find out some more information about the Hedgehog directly from the museum staff themselves. That'd be fantastic, because there is a lot that are unknown about this particular vehicle, and it's got an interesting, I guess, history, I suppose. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to go back to playing Project Millman because it's actually a decent game. And my name's Ash, and I'll catch you in the next one. Alright, cheerio.